From LALATE News headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Mornings LALATE.
It's a big Sunday morning here on Mornings LALATE with incredible details about your fourth stimulus check of 2021 today. In this recording, we go over that monthly stimulus check the president wants you to have, the Democrats in the Senate want you to have, and the House Democrats want you to have as well. We'll go over the breaking news as Biden did it. Biden signs a major law for forced stimulus on the books on Friday. I'll explain the incredible details. And then we'll go over the reconciliation process that's heating up next week. Then in the second half of this video, we'll return to fifth stimulus that has another stimulus check that raises your benefits up and has a surprising developing detail about the consumer price index from Thursday. And then we turn to the thousands of dollars you can get right now, thousands of dollars across the board. There's a lot in this supersized morning's broadcast. The toast is toasted. The butter is buttering. Let's get to it. Everything's here except you. Well, I'm here. You're here. Oh, it's the bacon that's missing on Mornings LALATE. Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Sunday morning. I hope you're having a beautiful day. Tell me where you're tuning in from and how's the weather. It's sunny here in California. It is beautiful here in Santa Monica this morning, and I hope the weather is good where you are. In this fourth stimulus check update of 2021, we're going to have three parts in this extended morning's broadcast. First, we'll be going over the monthly stimulus check that those Democrats want you to have. Then we'll be going over, in the second part of this video, fifth stimulus that raises your benefits up, has a new $1 billion allocation, has a fifth stimulus check added into it, and has a wonderful detail about inflation revealed from the consumer price index. Then we'll be cutting back to the second half of the fourth stimulus check update. With the reconciliation process underway, we'll be going over all the details. And then we'll be turning to the big money you can get as well. And then finally, we're going to have a tough love moment, a very big tough love moment, as no less than 11 tweets total were sent out in no less than 9 hours from this channel from viewers pushing. That ain't pushing 11 tweets. We're going to have a big, tough kumbaya moment, you and me, today on this broadcast. You need to push a lot more than you're pushing because 11 tweets ain't going to cut it in 9 hours. This is LALATE, your 24-hour day, 7 days a week financial news channel. Live in the morning, taped in the afternoons. Next, back with you with Morning's Crypto. Then we're heating up with Noontime LALATE. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record for a reason. We're cashing checks on this channel. We're not tracking checks. The most comprehensive channel there is, morning, noon, and night. Also, like this video, 3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Let's get right into that fourth stimulus by heating up with the analysis of the Senate plan and the House bill starting right now. The House bill provides a monthly stimulus check from the Democrats for the remainder of the pandemic plus 1 year. The Senate proposal, on the other hand, is a stimulus check also on a monthly basis, but from July to December. If you're in the live chat just after 9 o'clock, get ready to vote House or Senate, and tell me where you're tuning in from. The House bill provides that the monthly amount would be $1,000 a month after the first month of $2,000. The Senate amount is unknown, but word on the street is it's this. Wow. Word on the street is the Senate Democrats want you to get $2,000 a month over 6 months, $12,000, or $1,400 over 6 months, $8,400. Let's go back to the House bill, which may get modified by macroeconomic factors. At issue, how many months? Well, the House bill, pandemic plus 1 year, may get reduced to 1 year because the pandemic may be deemed over. That would result in 12 months of stimulus checks, $13,000 over 12 months from the House Democrats, compared to this from the Senate Democrats. Over 6 months, I think you have an opinion. A Senator House, jump into the live chat and tell me what you're going to vote for and tell me how the weather is and where you're tuning in from this Sunday morning. Let's go over all the incredible details of that fourth stimulus check, that monthly stimulus check updated 2021 today. The Senate Democrats and House Democrats want you to have a fourth stimulus check if you had a third stimulus check. Same eligibility. So, single individual, 75,000 or less, you get a fourth stimulus check from the Democrats. Married couple, 150,000 or less, you get a fourth stimulus check from the Democrats, double it. If you're a family of four, you get a fourth stimulus check from the Democrats, quadruple it. And if you're on benefits, you get a fourth stimulus check from the Democrats. SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, survivor benefits, and more. The fourth stimulus check is not income, so it's not taxable. The fourth stimulus check is not waivable, so don't wave at it. It won't wave back. Hi, check. No, that ain't going to work. How rude that check didn't wave back at me. It's not a waivable check. It's a monthly check. And those fourth stimulus checks from the Democrats would go to a final vote by July 4th. That means that the Democrats want you to have a stimulus check in the month of July for the month of July, in the month of August for the month of August. And there you go. That is the first of three parts of your fourth stimulus check updated 2021 in this video. Coming up in the second part, we go over Biden did it. Biden signs a major international treaty that anchors for stimulus nearly over the finish line. I'll go over all the wonderful details about what happened. It is a wonderful deal he signs into law about forced stimulus. It's coming up next. But first, here's a preview of the second half of this video, which is fifth stimulus. It will have another stimulus check, we now learn. It'll also raise your benefits up. I'll be going over the incredible detail about an additional $1 billion dedicated to the program, and the incredible details about the new consumer price index number, why it helps your benefits. It's wonderful news. But first, let's get some money. If you're new to this channel's about getting people money. It's not about tracking checks, it's about cashing checks. This is not the prophecy stimulus channel. So we're not reading tea leaves and saying, what do you think about a stimulus? What do you predict? We don't predict, we cash checks on this channel. And under third stimulus, there's a lot of checks for you to cash. At $5, $10, $15, $20,000, I'm going to get you right now. So get a pen and paper ready. Or if you're in the live channel like a Crayola crown, then get the Crayola crown ready. Just make sure it matches my Sunday red. Sunday red for crypto down or golf championship wins on Sundays. Always Sunday red on this channel. We're going to get a lot of money in this video. So get that pen, paper, or Crayola crown ready because I'm going to go over a lot of money for you to get. And it starts right now. $350 billion of it landing in your city, county, and states for you. Not just all for you. Come on. What do you think this is, Powerball? You got to share it. It's available at your city, counties, and states from the federal government. It's their stimulus. And it's money for rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, homeowners utility assistance. And how much is it? It's about $5,000 for rent. Tim and Linda got it. And it's your turn to get it as well. Get that pen ready because each place has different eligibility. So if you reach out to no and you reach out to one, you get a no, reach out to the next. We're going to go over the 6 places starting right now. Here we go. City Hall, City Housing Authority. County Hall, County Housing Authority. State Hall, State Housing Authority. The keywords you're going to say are rent assistance because of COVID. Rent assistance because of COVID. You're not going to say words that they don't know, like stimulus or, Steve Mnuchin. You're going to say words that they know, like rent assistance or mortgage assistance because of COVID. And there you go. $5,000 for rent. Well, the next pot of money is wonderful. And on Monday's LALATE, one viewer got $7,000 of this. Overnight, some viewers sent me a very nice message on Facebook, private messaging. She said she got raised from, I think it was $220 a month to $350 a month, which is wonderful. If you got even a penny from this channel, drop in the live chat or in the comments right now what you got, where you got it. But let's get to the $7,000 that viewer got. It's Snap. Snap is wonderful. What is Snap? It is money for your food. How do you get it? Department of Agriculture. Reach out to Department of Agriculture and get that money. How much is it? A family of four in Hawaii now gets upwards of $16,000 a year. Wow, so much money because of 2 executive orders. One from Biden, one from Trump that raised your benefits up 15%. Lynn Glenn got it for herself, for her son, and her mom. Gail got it, and it's your turn to get it today as well. Wow, we're killing it. You're killing it. $15,000, $16,000 for rent, for Snap for a family of 4 in Hawaii, $5,000 for rent, and we are only 10 minutes of this video. I got $5,000 of more money for you right now. It's the money coming back from your states. The federal government has ordered states to return money back to you that they had overpaid you due to computer error. Not your computer problem. Your computers work fine. It's their darn computers. The federal government has said, no, that was the citizens' money to get and keep, and it was your computer to go fix. So the federal government has ordered the states to return that money back to you. Yes, one viewer got this $5,000. How do you get it? Automatic to the account you have on file with the state unemployment department. When, reach out to your respective state for routing times. The next pot of money is wonderful. Michael on Facebook direct message last night said, I got the check. Tell viewers they're getting the check. Cod got it the week before. Margaret got another viewer. What is it? It's the money back from IRS. The refund check. If you filed a 2020 tax return and paid taxes on your unemployment benefits, it's coming back. Let's go over when, how, routing time, and how to track it, starting right now. First, how much? If you had, let's say, $9,000 of unemployment assistance, you paid $5,000 total tax bill, of which $4,000 was your taxes on that unemployment assistance, you're getting back $4,000. Yes. How? If you set up direct deposit on that tax return, it's going there. Otherwise, to the mailbox. Yes. When? The month of June. Can you track it? 70% of the time you can by going to irs.gov, setting up a username and password, and doing a transcript search. It'll reveal the tax return you filed, the taxes you paid, and the check you're getting back. Oh my goodness. Can we get better than that? We can. And it's the second of 4 stimulus check updates of 2021 in this extended morning's LA broadcast starting right now. Biden did it. Biden did it. On Friday, the President of the United States signed into law an ancillary legislation for forced stimulus that anchors forced stimulus nearly over the finish line and removes necessary provisions no longer needed from forced stimulus, making it easier to pass it. It's wonderful. I'm going to go over all the incredible details starting right now. Forced stimulus is currently under reconciliation, we learned. Forced reconciliation will end by July 4th, we learned. And they're currently marking up the bill. Wow. Now that's wonderful news. Let's go over the news and how we got to that point, starting right here. It started the Friday before Memorial Day weekend when Leader Schumer confirmed not one but 3 details which I have been reporting on this channel. 1, the reconciliation process was already underway. 2, it'll be finished by July 4th. 3, it'll finish with passage of the forced stimulus. How do we get to that? We got there with Jolapal's letter to Schumer. Jolapal wrote that House bill for that monthly stimulus check, but when Jolapal wrote Schumer a letter, she had 12 House Democrats co-sign the letter. And what does the letter say? The letter says, call the vote. And those 12 House Democrats are among the 100-plus House Democrats, 100-plus, who had written the president a letter a week earlier saying, we're going to put monthly stimulus checks in the forced stimulus package. Oh, my goodness. Can we top that? We can. When 7 House Democrats about a week ago wrote the president a letter saying, when we write the forced stimulus legislation, we're going to put monthly stimulus checks in there. Oh my goodness. Who are these people to say that? These are the people who are on the subcommittee that's solely exclusively responsible for writing stimulus checks in the House. Oh my goodness. So did they write the first stimulus check? They did. Did they write the second? They did. Did they write the third stimulus check? They did. And now they're writing the fourth stimulus check? They claim they are. And the 5th stimulus check. That's coming up in the second half of this video. Wow. So the people who wrote all those stimulus checks say they're going to write the 4th stimulus check and they're currently marking up the bill? Yes, they are. Can we top that? We can. Biden did it. On Friday, the President of the United States signed overseas international legislation, which I have been covering for over 2 weeks, that now removes provisions for forced stimulus that are no longer needed, making it easier to pass forced stimulus and nearly anchor it over the finish line. Wow, now this is huge. It started a recent Tuesday ago when I said he did something complicated that I had to slow down to explain, and I'm going to slow it down right now as well. 4th stimulus is paid for by raising the U.S. corporate tax rate. But the president has always said since day one, If I raise the U.S. corporate tax rate, I'm worried, says the president, because U.S. corporations may move overseas to find a lower corporate tax rate, called the race for the bottom. So what did the president do on a recent Tuesday? He reached out to the G7 countries, leaders of 6 other major corporate countries, and said, let's raise the minimum corporate tax rate so that we prevent companies from fleeing our soils. The countries agreed tentatively, to which the president then told his insiders, well, after 4 stimuluses pass, in September, October, I'll get those G7 countries to sign on the dotted line, and we will use that. And if we do get them to do that, then we'll remove those provisions for 4 stimulus, dropping the U.S. corporate tax rate. Stimulus checks and a lower corporate tax rate, closer to where we are right now. That's wonderful. But it got better. A week ago, last Friday, I had told you that I had found a press clipping article buried, wasn't covered anywhere, wasn't front page news, barely seen, that the president was going to meet with the G7 countries on a Saturday, a week from this last Saturday. I said, I don't know what he's talking to them about, but I said, tune into Mornings LA live on air because I will reveal whatever it is as soon as it happens. And then it happened. The president announced a week ago last Saturday that this Friday, which just happened, he will be in person, and he was signing into law, and he did, a global treaty raising the corporate tax rate internationally, global minimum corporate tax rate to 15% before 4 stimuluses passed. Now, eliminating the need to have certain provisions of 4 stimulus at all, removing them out because now they're covered by international law, oh my goodness, and making it easier to pass 4 stimulus and nearly anchoring it over the finish line. Biden did it. Oh my goodness. Now that's wonderful news. Can we top that? We can, with the volunteers. If you need help with rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, or more, reach out to the volunteers. They're on the community page. Open the description of this video and you'll find an emoji to a house. Click that house with that link to news.la.com, the community page. And the volunteers will help you get that rent, utility, and mortgage assistance. And here's a little bit about them. But coming up after the break is the third part of our 4 stimulus check update. With the first time, I'm giving a lot of tough love as I only saw 11 tweets from you about Purple Power pushing for stimulus checks. That ain't going to cut it, 11 tweets in 9 hours. But I'll also be going over what excitement you should anticipate next week for 4 stimulus as the reconciliation process heats up. And we'll have the incredible details about fifth stimulus the second half of this video with another stimulus check in the fifth stimulus package, the raising up of your benefits, and the wonderful news about that inflation rate because of the CPI. That's coming up right after this commercial break. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on Mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. The excitement continues on Mornings LA. The toast is toasted, the butter is butter, and the coffee is brewing. I'm here, you're here, and I'm really excited for you on this Mornings LA broadcast. The Democrats in the House are talking about a monthly stimulus check. The president's talking about a monthly stimulus check. The senators are talking about a monthly stimulus check. The only people not talking about a stimulus check are the people not giving you one, the GOP and the conservative media. In the second half of this video, we go over that monthly stimulus check, the reconciliation process. But what you need to do, as Lynn Glenn said during the commercial break, come on, people, you need to push. She's absolutely right. Then we'll be going over fifth stimulus that heats up with another stimulus check and raising your benefits up an enormous amount and another $1 billion allocated. Wow, this is breaking news you're going to hear only on this Sunday morning. So subscribe. A 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. Like this video, 3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Let's go right into that fifth stimulus right now. Fifth stimulus has not one, but three breaking details this morning. Number one, fifth stimulus will have another stimulus check. Yes, those House Democrats have now vowed to put a stimulus check into the fifth stimulus package, which is this September. Now, you may ask, when would that fifth stimulus be in comparison to the fourth stimulus? My thought is they're probably thinking the following. Fourth stimulus monthly till December, and fifth stimulus starting in January. Again, fourth for 2021 and fifth for 2022. Because fifth stimulus takes a few weeks to pass. And by the time they pass it, it's about October, November. And then we have the holidays. So the stimulus check could get delayed. I think they think the stimulus check would go out in January. Wonderful news. Then we had more wonderful news when the President of the United States last week dedicated a $1 billion price tag to the benefits system. This is huge. This is to provide that your stimulus checks, your recipient checks monthly for benefits go out easier, quicker, more efficiently, and without delay. If you're with me in the spring of this year, I had hundreds of videos about where is my third stimulus check for Direct Express by Comerica card. Direct Express by Comerica card has said this and said that, and it's delayed and it's waived and this. He's trying to eliminate all that. Just in time for those fourth stimulus checks, fifth stimulus checks, and fifth stimulus package. Wonderful news. And then Thursday. The Consumer Price Index number was released on Thursday, and it's absolutely astronomical. What is that number? Every month, the Consumer Price Index number is released, which gauges prices of goods. Easy? Yes. How much did prices of goods go up? They went up. It is in food, gasoline, car sales. They went up. So what did the numbers show? For the month of May 2021, the Consumer Price Index number went up the biggest leap in a 12-month period from the year before, as seen in nearly 30 years. Oh boy. So what does that mean? Well, this is what analysts said upon receipt of that number. They think that the inflation rate is going up, and that it's going to hit a spike, a peak, what you call a temporary peak or a transitory period, and then come back down to something normal next year. Well, that is where we now come to fifth stimulus. And let's apply that now to fifth stimulus, which has an inflationary benchmark. That fifth stimulus, let's see how this will pair out wonderfully for you if it lines up exactly as anticipated. First, in the fifth stimulus, they're going to raise your benefit limits up. Then they're going to remove the asset limit, add inflationary benchmark, remove the income exclusion, and remove the marriage penalty. Let's go over how this works starting right now. First, they'll raise your benefits up one big time. So if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits, survivor benefits, or SSA, your benefits will be raised up one big time. Then they'll apply the benchmark. Let's say the inflation rate is 6% in December. Well, then you would step up, but not just 6% next year, 6% lifetime. Well, let's see then how this spike works. If this spike in inflation is going up, going up, going up, you have to hope that it reaches this peak right at the point at which they apply the benchmark the first time in November or December. Because if that happens, if the inflation rate spikes to something very high, like 10% for just 2 months, your benefits will be raised up that rate lifetime. Because the way benefits works is they step up, they never step down. Even if the inflation rate steps down and goes back to normal 2 months later, your benefits will stay up at that percentage rate lifetime. It's wonderful news. Then they're going to remove the asset cap, dating back to a 1980s law that says you can't have more than $3,000 on hand. Now that hand will be clear to put some stimulus checks in it. They're going to remove the income cap, dating back to a 1960s law that says you can't work and stay on benefits. It's going to go away. And finally, the marriage penalty is going to die, and love is going to win. You'll no longer be penalized or fear loss of benefits from getting married. Viewers like Rob and Sandy will be able to get married and no longer fear the marriage penalty. And there you go. That's fifth stimulus, with a stimulus check, with an add-on, and with a raise of your benefits. But what else is in fifth stimulus? What else is in fourth stimulus? Well, that's the value of becoming a member. The link's at the top of the chat and the pinned comment. It's important to know that third stimulus has $5, $10, $15, $20,000 of money for you. And unless you become a member, you may never see those items because they're application-based, most of them. It's important to know what the money is available for you. And as a member, every day I send to the members a breakdown of everything that's in the third stimulus, the fourth stimulus, and fifth stimulus from the YouTube community page. If you have YouTube set up to go to your email address, it goes direct to your email address. Every day I break down everything that's in third, fourth, and fifth stimulus for you so you know the money that's available for you to get. Which brings us now back to fourth stimulus in our extended morning's broadcast this morning to go over 3 other things you need to know about fourth stimulus for next week. First, voting times. Second, fake narratives. And finally, purple push and tough love. All right, voting times. It's important to know that fourth stimulus is heating up with the bills already being marked up, which is wonderful. That means they're actually making edits to the bill. But the voting times require 9 steps. I'm going to go over the 9 steps with you, and I want you to pay attention especially to steps 7 and 8, which are critical. Step 1, the procedural bill is called for a vote in the House subcommittee. Step 2, the procedural bill is voted on the House floor. Step 3, the procedural bill goes to the Senate for a vote. And step 4, the procedural bill is signed by the president. At that point, the tow truck has passed over the finish line. The procedural bill has become law. Step 5, one of the most important steps of this whole process. The House subcommittee marks up the bill, and calls it for a vote on the substantive level. At that point, those House subcommittees can put that monthly stimulus check in there. Step 6, the House floor votes on the substantive bill. Step 7 and 8 is a 2-day vote-a-rama in the Senate. It's at this point that you would see what the senators want to give you for stimulus. Here's an example. If the House bill that lands in the Senate has no stimulus checks in there, the senators can amend and add them in there. If the House bill does have stimulus checks in there, the senators can leave it alone, or the senators can amend it and make them bigger. And step 9, the president signs it into law. And there you go. Those are the 9 steps from point A to point Z. The reconciliation process is already underway. It'll be done by July 4th, and those steps are done between now and then. Next, fake narratives. Next week, more fake narratives are expected. We're expected the problem creators will be on broadcast media telling you that they have a negotiation or a chat that they're going to meet with someone. Ignore. Why? It's because of what happened on Friday. On Friday, the protagonista and her telenovela, which is not part of the problem creators, talked about trying to meet with people. To make this very blunt and clear, it didn't go anywhere, and it's never going to go anywhere. Why? The president just signed wonderful legislation for your fourth stimulus to be paid for with the U.S. corporate tax rate. What is she trying to do? Not pay for it with the U.S. corporate tax rate, defy the G7 countries, and pay for it by taxing your gas at the pump. Really? Yeah, I can't even say it with a straight face. So you're going to see fake narratives next week. Ignore them. The Democrats in the House are talking about your stimulus checks. The Democrats in the Senate are talking about your stimulus check. The president is talking about your stimulus check. The print media is talking about that letter from those 7 House members to the president day in, day out. The print media and broadcast media are talking about stimulus checks left and right. The only people not talking about stimulus checks are the people not giving you stimulus checks, the GOP and the conservative media. Which brings me to the final element of this video. Tough love. This morning I went on social media to see how many tweets I was tagged in for the Purple Power push since last night. Hashtag MSC, hashtag Purple Power, or hashtag anything. How many tweets out of 1 million views in the last 24 hours on this channel did I see since last night? And when I mean last night, about 15 hours ago. 11. 11 tweets. Folks, that ain't cutting it. Tough love moment with you. 11 tweets ain't gonna cut it. And of those 11 tweets, they were virtually from 3 people. 11 tweets is not gonna cut it. Now, understand, this is not the prophecy stimulus channel. There's always someone that wants to jump in the comments that says, are we gonna get it or not? Donut. What date am I gonna get it? Donut. There has been this sort of element that people just want to become very donut about the situation. And it's important to understand that legislators pass laws and the money never gets sent out. They have bills and it never becomes a vote. They have proposals and it never becomes a bill, and they have thoughts and it never becomes even a written document. People seem very excited about that there's a bill for something, but the excitement should not be complacency. And I've seen an enormous apathy and an enormous complacency by people that presume that they are content because there's a written bill. We've been with this channel since last year. Just because there's a bill doesn't mean anything. We have an emoji for that. It's not law yet. You can have a bill that says you're going to get $50 trillion a month. And they can never call the bill. And then you say, well, what happened to that bill? It never got called. What do you mean it never got called? Well, where are you pushing? You need to push Purple Power. Hashtag MSC. Hashtag Purple Power. You need to be on social media, tweeting, tagging your elected officials. As Lynn Glenn said during the commercial break, people push. People push. There has been too much softness in the process. You have been very, very successful in pushing and getting things done. But if elected officials don't hear from the electorate, they don't hear from you, they presume you don't want something. And if you don't want something, they may not give you something. So you need to push and make very loud and clear, I need this, we need this, I'm dependent upon this. This is a very important thing for us. And you need to make that vocal message heard. I didn't ask you to push in the month of February. I didn't ask you to push in the month of April. But now, with 30 days away, less than 30 days away, this is when they're writing the legislation. This is when they're calling the votes. This is when they are hearing all the discussion. And the Democrats have talked about it in the House and the Senate and the print media and the president, but they still need to hear from you. So go on social media, tag your elected officials, hashtag Purple Power, hashtag MSC. Make it very loud and clear. And next up is Mornings Crypto, followed by Noontime LALATE. I'll have more breaking details about what's happening and what you should anticipate next week for forced stimulus and more. So make sure you subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record for a reason. We change history. CR for stimulus. We did it once before. You can do it again. Like this video. 2,000-3,000 likes. Every like helps in the video. And consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP. Stay informed, stay focused. Have a beautiful morning. Stay with me in 3 minutes from now. Mornings Crypto heats up. I'm wearing my Sunday red. And stay here, stay focused, and stay with LA for more.